Hey guys, how's it going? This is Kris here. I'm really sorry if I haven't uploaded in a couple of weeks. I went away camping for Easter at a festival and we were gone the entire Easter period, and then when I came back I've had quite a lot of issues come up with my work, and then my car broke down, so I've had sort of one distraction after another. And last night I tried to post, but for some reason it didn't upload properly, so this is my second shot. Hopefully this will work. So week 47 I'll do first, and then I'll do week 48 in the next video. So how are transgendered individuals or FTMs perceived in the media? List examples if you have them. Do you feel the portrayal is accurate or inaccurate? If inaccurate, what do you think is the best way to counter this image? For me this is a really hard question to answer, because after watching the other guys' videos I've realised that we actually don't really have transgender media. People haven't heard of FTMs, even female to male transsexuals, if you say, or transgendered people. People do not understand. They have not heard of transgendered guys, trans guys. Transsexual women have been heard of, but there's no one really in the media, in the Australian sort of books, TV shows, movies, things like that. There's not really, not that I can think of anyway. I don't I don't actually watch TV. So yeah, but from what I can think of, we don't really have any transgendered people in the media. Most of our influence, like films and things like that, come from America, so pretty much everything what the other guys have said is sort of what I'd be saying, the same thing. Except for a lot less examples, because I hadn't heard of most of those examples that the other guys had said. So from an Australian point of view, I think that the two that stick out the most probably is Max from the L Word and Boys Don't Cry. They're the only transgendered guys I can think of at all that we have seen in Australia. There may be others, but they're not what I can think of anyway. And in terms of their characters, I think that I have mixed feelings about this, because I think that it's just good to actually have transgendered characters in these movies, as far as I'm concerned. Even if they're not the typical type, or it's a negative portrayal or something like that, I'm just happy to actually have transgendered people in these movies, and Australian people can see that these people, FTMs, actually exist. So for me, that's sort of where I'm coming from. And I guess obviously it's inaccurate, and of what happens to a person on teen, in terms of Max from the L Word with his beard growing after really quickly, and wanting to have chest surgery and then not want to have it, and back and forth. That's not the standard sort of transgendered male perspective, definitely. But I don't know, I just think that it's good to actually have these people in these movies as a starting point. There's a lot of work to be done, obviously, especially in Australia, because we don't have that awareness at all. People didn't really understand when I've told them, people that I've met that are trans male, they don't really get it. A couple of people even asked me if I was a trans woman, because they just were like, but that doesn't exist, trans guy, what? People haven't heard of it, they really haven't heard of it. Some people in the LGBTI community have had interactions with transgender people, but it's still not much, I don't think, anyway. So we have had a documentary, and I think documentaries are the best way of being able to get out the image of transgender people, obviously, because it comes from their perspective, or the medical expert or the family's perspective. Either way, it's real. It's a reality of what's really going on for that person, instead of an individual character in a movie. And yeah, I guess with characters from the media, things are going to get blown out of proportion. They always do with the media, so it's going to be no different with transgender people. They will make what they want of it to get the views up. So I guess, but I can see, where the other guys are coming from, that it can have a negative effect. And maybe if we had more of that experience here, I might be able to say a bit more about that, but as we don't, then any awareness is better than no awareness as far as I'm sort of seeing it. And in terms of countering this image, I think that I don't think the media is going to change. The media is not going to change for anyone. But if we have education from primary school when their teachers are talking about puberty and sex ed and all that sort of stuff, they talk about sexuality sometimes. I think it would be really important to talk about gender. If they speak about gender, people are going to be better educated from a younger age, therefore less rigid thinking and able to be a bit more maybe open-minded about transgender people, which is really important. So I think that education from a younger age would be able to help people to not just watch these characters off television and go from there and think that every transgender person is the same as that character. So I think that the only example that we really had in Australia was on a television show. My girlfriend told me about this, a television show called Big Brother. I don't know if you guys have it over there, but basically it's this reality TV show where a whole heap of contestants put into one house and there's a camera and it just like records everything that goes on in this house. So like I think it's a really shit show. But this is coming from someone who doesn't really watch telly. So, and apparently on this Big Brother episode, a transgender woman was actually put into this show just to simply see how the other contestants would react to her. So I was really disgusted and pretty sad to hear that that actually did happen in Australia, which is, yeah, pretty disturbing stuff, and sad for that transgender woman that she wanted to play that. Because, yeah, there was a lot of negative stuff, I guess, that came out of that. And, yeah, just the fact of using a transgender person to trick other people. I don't know. It's frustrating, but anyway, my girlfriend told me about that, and then my girlfriend also told me about a documentary that we had on a show called 60 Minutes. You guys probably know about this little girl, transgender girl called Jazz, 6-year-old little girl. She's real cute. So I think she's on a couple of the other documentaries from America and stuff. But yeah, apparently we had a documentary here about that. So, but yeah, I didn't even know about that. Anyway, look, that's all I really have to say about this. So it probably isn't great, not very informative, but I will put up the next week of week 48 now, and yeah, I will speak with you guys soon. I hope you're all well, and I will catch you later. Bye.